the collar around his neck while the host's voice congratulates him for winning. He was promised to go home after the game was over, but the host says that it's time for the final round. 3 boxes are then revealed and Jake must choose one. Jake pulls at a string to open a box and a shotgun appears. The host thanks Jake for playing and pulls a string to drag a toy that eventually fires the shotgun, killing Jake. Meanwhile, 4 friends arrive at a summer house. It used to belong to James' uncle, who self-deleted after his wife tanked his investments. To celebrate Anita's birthday, the group spends the whole day having fun. In the evening, James starts a game of truth or dare, but Anita doesn't trust her friend's prompts and passes. Melissa asks for a dare and James tells her to kiss Anita. However, Melissa doesn't want him to objectify her preferences and says no. James insists this is his house and he should get what he wants, and Anita admits she doesn't mind. The girls share a short kiss and then James tries to kiss Melissa too, but she immediately pushes him away. A furious James complains about their lack of cooperation. Suddenly they hear a strange noise outside. Matthew thinks it was nothing and they shouldn't worry, but more noises soon follow. Everyone is frozen staring at the back door and James uses the chance to jump scare them. Anita wonders if they should call the cops while James grabs a fire poker and goes to check it out. The others prank him by turning off the lights so he has to use his phone. Suddenly he's startled by a scream, but it's just Melissa, who is sneaked out. At that moment James finds something in the plants and brings it back inside. Everyone is shocked to see a camera with a tape that James wants to watch. Matthew thinks this is creepy and Anita believes it was a bad idea to bring it in. When James reminds her who owns the house, Anita points out that nobody here actually likes him and they just hang out with him because of his money, so she proceeds to destroy the tape. A furious James yells at them and says he wants them gone, saying horrible things about Anita's sick mom. For now the friends can only go to their rooms. Meanwhile, a mysterious person silently enters the house. James is having a shower and sees the bathroom door suddenly open. He grabs his razor and gets ready to defend himself as he's startled by a presence, but it's Melissa again. She says she may be interested in him and he shows her what's under the towel, yet she only laughs because it was another prank. Matthew starts picking up the trash in the living room, not seeing the shadow in the neighboring room. He notices that the light on the camera is red and when he finally turns around, the shadow is gone. After taking out the trash, Matthew goes upstairs and is shocked to find Anita unconscious. When he checks on Melissa, she's the same. He calls James, but the mysterious person surprises him from behind with an injection. Matthew runs downstairs to look for James, but he can't see him. He then runs outside and passes out. Sometime later the 4 friends wake up chained to a wall with a camera recording. They see their attacker whistling and moving some stuff around before leaving the room. James starts pulling at the chain to no avail and their kidnapper is amused by watching them on his security cameras in his dressing room. Afterward the man returns to the room and the group finally sees Barry, the masked host, who presses a button to bring the chains in. Then he does a countdown to start the show and the lights reveal some mannequins that are supposed to be the public. As music and recorded applause play from a speaker, he introduces the 4 players to the public, and Anita is shocked to hear he knows details about their lives. Barry wants the friends to play rock paper scissors, but the group is confused, causing him to call for a commercial break and run back to his dressing room. When Barry gets some shears from a drawer, he accidentally hurts his hand. James thinks this is a prank for a reality show and Anita points out that shows don't give sedatives to their players, but James insists someone set this up. Anita reminds him he's the only one who can afford to do this. After bandaging his hand, Barry goes back with the shears. He asks them to come forward and makes them play rock paper scissors. The final results are all over the place, so Barry decides to let the ladies play first. He tells Anita that if she defeats him, she can choose a prize. Anita chooses paper and Barry chooses shoot by forming a finger. He admits his move is invalid and says she can choose her prize, scissors or shoot. She goes for shoot. Since Melissa did paper during the first round, he makes her open her mouth and uses a card to slash the corners of her mouth. Matthew used rock, so Barry hits him with a rock on the head. Next he cuts off one of James' fingers with the shears. Lastly he pulls out a gun and fires it at Anita, but only a flame appears. Instead he hits Anita on the wall by pulling back the chain, which knocks her out. A few hours later Anita wakes up. An argument ensues as James starts throwing accusations again. Suddenly Barry comes back and reveals the wheel of pain on the wall. Everyone begs for mercy, so Barry says he'll give them a chance with a bonus round. If they confess to the worst thing they ever did, they get to leave or die. He asks James first, and when he refuses to answer, Barry hits him in the groin with a cane. James explains he was in a car crash and his father took the blame. The person he crashed into died in the accident because James never called an ambulance. Barry keeps pressing the cane until James says that the victim's name was Ashley. Next, Barry puts the cane on Anita's neck to make her talk. She admits that to pay for her mother's surgery she made an adult website and now regrets it. Then Matthew explains he scams people online and has seen everything his friends have done on the internet. He tricked an old couple into giving him their identity but didn't even get the money because he accidentally sent it into a blockchain. Melissa admits that the dog shelters she works for don't have enough money, so she sold some pit bulls to a dog fighting ring, pointing out they would have been put down anyway. Afterward, Barry makes Melissa spin the wheel. The result causes Barry to give him a viewfinder, which she must use to go through some pictures. If she identifies the 3 famous cities in the photographs, she wins. She correctly identifies Paris, and when she passes to the next picture, a needle starts moving closer. The same happens when she identifies New York, but she fails the 3rd one. Barry says he must punish her, however everyone convinces him to give her another chance. Melissa uses the viewfinder again, and as soon as she presses the button, the needle stabs her eye. Everyone panics and refuses to spin the wheel, so Barry does it for James and gets his favorite. He grabs a drill and explains he should chase James around the room, but he doesn't like the guy because he talks too much.